Hi everyone, and once again, you are welcome to the G.W.O Scholarship Support Unit. Alright, so if you have not already subscribed to our channel, kindly do so now and share this video to a friend who might be in need. Alright, so let's get right into it. So, on today's episode, we are going to talk about the Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program at the African Leadership University. So, we'll be talking about the Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program at the African Leadership University. So this is literally a scholarship that is being offered by the Mastercard Foundation to individuals who wish to study at the African Leadership University. Alright, so having this into mind, let's move right on to get more information about the African Leadership University. So, the African Leadership University, that is ALU, is one of Africa's topmost universities that is located in Kigali, in Rwanda, and they are focused on equipping their graduates with ethical skills as well as acuity and vision to ensure that they are real life entrepreneurs in whatever they find themselves doing, and they also ensure that they provide the avenue to unlock potential through one of a kind learning experience that gives their students a foundation for a lifetime of leading positive change. So, as the African Leadership University, they have also adopted tuition or learning model that involves the 10 is to 20 is to 70 approach, where 70% means that majority of their studies is based on real life experiences, so their students get the opportunity to practice whatever they learn in class, with 10% of the entire curriculum being just in the classroom. And the good thing about the African Leadership University is that their degree programs are offered over a period of 3 years. Yes, you heard me right. 3 years. It is not the same as the traditional 4 year system that we know of in Ghana and other countries. But at African Leadership University, they award you a degree in just 3 years. Alright, so let's look at some of the degree programs that the African Leadership University, offers, so that you know what to do. So at the African Leadership University, they offer three programs basically, and their programs are a Bachelor of Science in Entrepreneurial Leadership, a Bachelor of Science in Software Engineering, and a Bachelor of Science in International Business and Trade. So these are the three main degree programs that are offered at the African Leadership University. All right, now let's go to the application deadline for this scholarship. Well, for this particular university, they give admission twice in a year, so they have a different kind of admission timetable model where the courses or the degree you want to do have different timelines, but generally the admission deadline is on the 1st of November 2025 for the African Leadership University. But let's look at the specific timelines for some of their programs. So for individuals who would like to apply for the January 2026 intake for the Bachelor of Science in Entrepreneurial Leadership and the Bachelor of Science degree in Software Engineering, the deadline is 1st November 2025. And for those who would like to apply for the May 2026 intake, their deadline is 1st March 2026. Alright, so let me get to explain this better for anyone who might be confused at this particular juncture. So what I simply mean is that at the African Leadership University, they offer admission in two batches. So they have the January intake and they have the May intake. So because we are in 2025, the applications that are open now are for 2026 intake. So for individuals who want to apply for admission into into African Leadership University, you must choose the intake you want to be in. So you must decide whether you are going in for January 2026 intake or the May 2026 intake. Now, if you are going in for May 2026 intake, then your deadline is different. And if you are going in for January 2026 intake, your deadline for application is also different. However, you must note that the courses or the degree programs that are offered there, some of them are peculiar to specific intakes. So, for instance, we have the Bachelor of Entrepreneurial Leadership and the Bachelor of Software Engineering for the January 2026 intake, having their deadline on 1st November 2025, and their deadline for the May 2026 intake on the 1st of March 2026. However, if you look closely, you realize that for the timeline for the International Business Trade, the May 2026 intake application closes on 1st March 2026, but they do not have a January 2026 intake. However, they have a September 2026 intake, whose application deadline is on 1st July 2026. All right, so I hope we understand this part of the video. All right, so now after getting to know more about the African Leadership University and the programs that are offered, let's get to understand the benefits of the scholarship that the Mastercard Foundation is offering at this university for anyone who is interested in any of these programs. All right, so once you get the opportunity to be a scholar, the benefits are so enormous. So I'm going to enumerate all the benefits you get to enjoy once you are a scholar under this program in this particular university. You have free tuition, that is, your tuition fee is covered. You get free accommodation, you get free meals, you get free books and a laptop, and you are given monthly stipends as well. Now, aside all these interesting benefits, there are additional benefits you get as well, which are so interesting as well. So you get access to internship opportunities, unlike other scholarships. You get a medical insurance because you are going to be an international student. Now, you get travel support from and to campus. So aside your meals that is being provided and aside your monthly stipend, you get an additional support for your travels in and out of campus. And most importantly, you get the opportunity to join the Mastercard Global Network Foundation alumni. Once again, I'm going to repeat, you get the opportunity to join the Mastercard Global Foundation alumni. Now, this is a prestigious alumni group that contains or consists of individuals from around the globe. Now, what else would you like? This is an avenue for you that affords you the opportunity to network. Notice that your network is your net worth. So if I were you, I would start taking advantage of this opportunity now. All right, let's get to know the eligibility criteria before we start our application process to get to know who qualifies to apply for this program. All right, so for individuals, for the eligibility criteria, one, we have citizens of African countries. So you must be a citizen of an African country. So you could be a Ghanaian, you could be a Nigerian, you could be a Kenyan, you could be a South African. You understand? Then secondly, you should have completed or be completing your secondary education and be in a good academic standing, simply meaning that you should have your WASSCE results ready for those who find themselves in the West African bloc. So for those of us who are in Ghana, Togo, Nigeria, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, we must have our WASSCE results ready or be completing school and be having our WASSCE result. And we must, most importantly of all, be in a good academic standing. Then preferably we must show or have a leadership potential and a commitment to give back to our community. So this simply means that if you are applying for this scholarship, you must not be a selfish individual. You must be an individual that once you get to that potential, you are willing to commit and give back to your community to help others to also benefit from this opportunity. All right, so now understanding the benefits of this scholarship, let's move on to understand how to apply for the program. All right, so I made mention earlier on that for you to get this scholarship, you must gain admission to ALU, or you must be applying for admission to the African Leadership University. So it's quite simple. At the admission process or application process is quite simple and is divided into 3 stages. So the first stage is simply where you tell them about yourself. So you just fill the forms that tells them about yourself, and who you are. Now, the second stage of the application process involves an additional information section where, aside your basic self knowledge, you get to give additional information and upload the document to support your application. So any document you have, your transcripts and everything. So that means your transcript. So good. At this point, the documents they are talking about are the documents you need for the application. So that is your WASE result, your transcript, and your national ID card if you have any. Now, then the stage 3 of the application process simply is a stage where you let the scholarship committee, right, understand the financial contribution you will need in order to support your ALU studies. What this simply means is that now the scholarship is integral of the admission process. So if you want to be considered for this scholarship, you must apply for admission to African Leadership University. So once you apply for admission, then the scholarship committee will review the admission. Then based on the information you provided, you will be awarded the scholarship. So that is literally what the third stage of the application process is talking about. Do we understand? All right, I hope we get it. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the question box, and you can leave them in the comment section, and it will be attended or answered. However, for individuals who probably want to go to the African Leadership University but may not want to be considered for the scholarship opportunity, the tuition fee at African Leadership University is actually very cheap, or quite cheap. Let me say relatively cheap, all right? Let me use the word relatively cheap. So the cost for attendance per year is about $3,000, right? That's for the Bachelor of Science in Entrepreneurial Leadership and the Bachelor of Science in Software Engineering, and a cool $4,000 for the International Business Trade Bachelor Program. Now, we must notice, or all must note, that this opportunity is just for undergraduate studies. So all that are said are only for undergraduate studies. So if you are a master's student, you do not qualify to apply for this scholarship. However, you can apply for other courses at the African Leadership University for your master's or your PhD level. All right, so let me go over and summarize the video in a bit. So in today's episode, we spoke about the Mastercard Scholars Program that is located. So in today's video, we spoke about the Mastercard Scholars Program that is in the African Leadership University. And the African Leadership University, we said, is a university that is located in Kigali in Rwanda, and they are among the top African universities when it comes to equipping their graduates with acuity, vision, skills, and the ethical deeds they will need in order to be an entrepreneurial leader. And we also got to understand that their applications are in two models where they have two intakes, that is the January intake and the May intake. However, their deadlines are dependent on the courses you are offering, but the general deadline is 1st November 2026. And we also got to understand that for individuals who do not wish to be considered for this scholarship, their tuition fee is just a cool $3,000 or a cool $4,000, depending on which of the programs you are going in for. Hope this video made sense, and if you've not already subscribed to our channel, kindly do so now, and I hope to see you in our next video. Have a bye.